Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. I know I'd already posted a video for this weekend, but I thought I'd do a little check-in here with all the craziness that's going on out there on YouTube with the gun channels. I've gotten a lot of messages, a lot of comments wanting to know how my channel's doing, if I've received any guideline strikes or anything like that. I have not yet, at least as the time that I'm recording this video. It could happen anytime, and I do look for it to happen. You see, YouTube's got they've got community guidelines, and if you break those, they'll give you a strike. You get 3, your channel's gone. Nothing you can do, completely deleted, gone forever. But they've got this unwritten set of rules that they want to hold us to. You see, we're following the community guidelines, but they have an unwritten set of rules, and what I believe, YouTube, I know they're a private company and free speech doesn't really apply if you're a private company. I understand all that, but they want to be seen as a free speech platform. The whole broadcast yourself slogan and all that, they want to be seen as free speech. They promote themselves as free speech. So they don't want to put the rules in black and white that they're not free speech, because obviously then they couldn't pretend to be. So if they put the rules down and say, hey, you cannot produce any video content that goes against our political beliefs, and obviously they've came down on the side of the anti-gunners, the anti-freedom people at this point. So if they put that in black and white, then everybody would say, yeah, obviously their agenda is this. But they want to pretend that that's not their agenda, so they hold us to rules that we can't see, and they're getting rid of gun channels over it. So it's just a tough place to be right now. I know many people have commented, why don't somebody just start up a competitor for YouTube? It's been tried many times. YouTube has, pretty much it's a monopoly. They're owned by Google, which is probably the world's largest search engine, I'm guessing. And who are they going to promote? Are they going to promote a competitor, or are they going to promote YouTube? So it's just, and they own most of the apps and things too. If you wanted to try to get an app for your competition or your new platform, it's just, it would be a very tough endeavor. It would take a crap ton of money to get any traction with that. Full30's tried it; they're struggling. You know, I tried to join Full30 a year ago. They're invitation only. I've only got like, what, 26,000 and something subscribers. That doesn't even tickle their interest at all. They didn't want nothing to do with my channel. So there we are with that. I have heard talk that they're going to open up and allow small channels to post over there. Hopefully they do. I'm all for that. But as of right now, YouTube's where it's at. Now, that being said, I am uploading videos over at BitChute. If you guys follow me on Facebook and Instagram and places like that, that's why I always mention that at the end of my video. That will give me a place to post a message saying, hey, just being theoretical here, or whatever you want to call it. Hey, they shut my YouTube channel down. You can see my videos over here, and I can guide you where to go, because I will be out here trying to put a good face on gun ownership. I will always do that. So if I can't do it here, I'll do it somewhere else. But I need a place to let you guys know. So make sure you're following me on Facebook and Instagram. Right now, that's that's pretty much all I've got as far as social media. I'm on BitChute now, but Patreon, of course, guys. My patrons, I can't thank them enough. They're what keep me going, keep me doing this. I waited late to start the Patreon thing because I thought the YouTube storm was going to blow over from early last year, and I thought everybody was kind of jumping the gun on that. Turned out I was wrong. I should have started my Patreon back then when everybody else did, but it is what it is at this point. Now, talking about some of this gun ban stuff that people are talking about bump stocks mostly, and of course, they're always after our AR-15s and our what they call high-capacity magazines. Now, be careful with that term, because when I think of a high-capacity magazine, I think of like a 100-round drum or something. And even then, I don't want those banned. Those are protected as well under the Second Amendment. But what they're thinking about is your 30-round magazine. They call that a high-capacity magazine. Your 30-round AR magazine, or your 17-round Glock magazine. You know, we went through this once back in the 90s. You couldn't buy a new magazine that held more than 10 rounds. Think about that, 10 rounds. Now, I was actively shooting, you know, during that time. I've always been into shooting and stuff, so it was a really weird time, and it had zero effect on crime, none whatsoever. It was called a crime bill, had no effect on crime. So after 10 years, that went off into the sunset, thankfully. Thankfully, we had a more pro-gun Congress in at the time, and we let that, we got out of that one. We got lucky. These other bills that they're going to introduce, you can guarantee they won't have a sunset date on them, that they'll have to be revoted on. They learned from that. They'll not do that again. They'll also not grandfather anything in again. And with these bump stocks, you know, that really pisses me off, because people work hard. People like me, you get up every morning, you go to work, you earn your paycheck, the government takes their share out before you get yours. But when you finally get it and you go out and buy you something, you get it home, and the government can just decide one day that it's a felony to own that. You know, that's hogwash to me, and it just doesn't go over well. Suddenly, your own property that you bought will get you a felony if you're caught with it. It's horse crap, guys. We can't let them get away with that kind of thing. I don't own a bump stock. I've been on YouTube for 6 years. You guys have never seen me with a bump stock, just because they don't interest me. I'm not interested in them. But if my neighbor over here, if he wants to go buy a bump stock, man, that's his right to do so. And they take these things away from us. Well, let me back up just a minute. Why do bump stocks exist? Think about that. Why are they even here? Why are they an option to have? Because of gun control. The government stepped in and heavily restricted machine guns to the point that they might as well be banned for a guy like me. I can't afford to go buy a machine gun now just because of the regulations that they put on them, but it costs a lot of money now. So, and you got to jump through a bunch of hoops and all that stuff. But for the average guy, I know it's not, they didn't ban them, ban's a hard term to use, but they banned them for the average guy like me. So what's the average guy do if he wants to shoot a machine gun? He finds a way around it. They get them a bump stock, and that gives them the feel of a machine gun to get out and play with on the range or whatever. So we've got bump stocks because of gun control. We would not have bump stocks if it wasn't for gun control. So now we're going to try to control bump stocks with gun control. Guys, it just, you can't make this stuff up. It's ridiculous. Stay in touch with your elected officials. They work for us. Now, I know some of you guys live in places where you feel like it's hopeless and there's no point in emailing a extremely anti-gun congresswoman or congressman. But do it anyway. Call them, email, let them know where you stand, because right now you can bet the anti-gunners are. And we're kind of in a bad place with that sort of thing, because a lot of the gun folks are relaxed. They think we're in good hands right now. They think we've got a pro-gun Congress and a pro-gun president, so they can relax. Politicians are slippery. They're slippery, guys. You got to hold their feet to the fire. Stay on them. Stay in contact with them. Now, I'll tell you a little story. They talking about these bump stocks, just picking away at our rights, just little things like that, like they have over the years. You know, people talk about compromise. There's never been any compromise. Gun owners have gave up rights. They've gave up things. We stand in line for background checks that don't work. We do it. We haven't received anything back. We got to buy permits to carry our firearms. It's ridiculous. They nitpick and pick and pluck little things over a period of years. It adds up. Guys, I'm bald-headed. You know, I'm bald on top there. I used to have a head full of hair. When I was 19, 20 years old, grew my hair out. If I had woke up at 19 or 20 years old and had went bald overnight, well, I'd have freaked out. I would have done something about it. I would have I don't know. Well, I don't know what I would have done, but I would have been in a rage. I'd have got hair transplants or implants, whatever you call it. I would have done something. And that's what they do with our rights. They pluck one hair out here and there over the years until we wake up one day and our rights are bald. We don't have any. So just like going bald over time, I slowly got used to it, you know, from 20 to 40 something that I am now, and I got used to it. Now I've accepted it. It doesn't bother me. That's what they try to do with us with their rights. They want to get you used to losing them a little at a time until you've got nothing left. Can't let that happen. They know if they try to jerk us bald-headed overnight, they know that would cause a civil war. I mean, it really would. I hate to use that term, but it just would. And they know that. So they pick and pluck here and there until they get what they want over a period of time, many years. So that's my thoughts, guys. Thanks for following my channel. I appreciate it. I'll talk with y'all again soon. Hopefully I'll be able to do it here on YouTube. Like I said, I haven't gotten any strikes yet, but who knows? Maybe this video will get me one. See you guys.